Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Stellaris, the 4.0 update. I'm your host, ColorsFade. It's episode 8. It's the year 2257 and the galactic community has been formed. So we have some work to do here. We have our hostile neighbors that we don't like very much. But the Gox star regime likes us now. That's nice. They're at 239. May be able to actually form a federation with them if we wanted, although I don't really want to form a federation with a bunch of xenophobes, but it's an option. What's more important to me is these fools up here, the Groknaploran entity. They're a hive mind. They have 11. They're equivalent to us, but their fleet power is superior. And then down on the other side, the Xbellin state. The Velet state. The Fillet state. There it is. They don't like us. They're xenophobic isolationists. They have one location. And so far from what we can tell, they don't have any allies. Now, I did some work to figure out how espionage works, and I'm going to make a full guide for it. It probably will not be live by the time this video goes live, but hopefully it won't be too long after that. There's a lot to this. That's why it was so confusing to me for so long, but it actually is pretty cool. We do have enough. So here's what happens. I'm going to break this down real quick. What you do is you assign an envoy to create a spy network. And just by the fact that you're assigning them, they will automatically start improving the infiltration level up to some kind of cap. You can see that it's going to progress. We will reach the next level in 110 days. And it keeps going up. Now, this contraband seized. Great. What happens as this infiltration level goes up is it unlocks your ability to do operations. That much is pretty easy and makes sense. But the part that always threw me was, what does the difficulty mean? Well, here's the deal with the difficulty. Much like Archaeology, and I didn't understand this is how Archaeology works too, but at the end of every month, the game is going to roll a 10-sided die. So 1 through 10, it's going to roll a number. And if the number is greater than the difficulty of the operation, then it's going to proceed to the next step in the chain until there is some kind of outcome. And these steps in the chains can have different things happen. You've seen them, the pop-up. Sometimes it's like, oh, we may have to disavow our operatives or whatever. One of the ways that you can significantly reduce this difficulty is by getting an asset and plugging the asset into the operation. An asset with a matching operation type is an automatic -4 to the difficulty. So that's really cool. And then there are various other traditions and things that you can do to help also reduce the difficulty of operations. One of the easiest ones you can do is prepare sleeper cells. This automatically creates a -1 to difficulty as well. So getting an asset is actually really important. Now, why the hell do you even want to do it? Espionage. That's probably the #1 question I see a lot of people ask when I started looking around Reddit. People are like, this seems worthless. It's not. The most important reason to do it is for this to gather intel, and especially so you can see how their ships are made, so you know how to counter them. Now, here's the thing about infiltration level. This is going to go up until it hits a cap. When you complete these operations, it takes your infiltration level and reduces it. And I think it reduces it by the amount of the infiltration level. So if we do gather information, it's going to go down by like 10 at the end of this. That's how much it's going to cost in your infiltration level to go down. So you're using infiltration when you complete an operation, and then you have to slowly build it back up. There is also a tradition, I believe, in espionage, though, to make this so that when it spends its infiltration level to complete an operation, you get refunded half of that, which is great. So this doesn't keep reducing so much each time. We have an infiltration level of 33. I'd like to raise this a little bit more. And I want to get to the point where we can acquire an asset and then just start pinging gather information over and over and over and figure out what's going on with them. So we're going to keep an eye on this. And it says 101 days for the next one. So we'll keep going with that. Now, establish embassy, the Druer-Perfin Confederacy. These people are fanatic materialists and authoritarian. We can be friends. So like that. There's a migration treaty between those two people. That's nice. But the Velet state here, we're going to do a choke point here. So we're going to do gun battery and crew quarters. Build that. Knocks us down to 1K over there. And we're going to want to upgrade this Starhold because this is probably where we're going to want to go in at. We keep hold of these guys. Keep making them do work. And see what our science ship are doing. What are you? You're moving. Okay, you're the one that's automatically surveying. That's great. Keep doing that. So our last one for expansion, pop growth speed plus 10%. We like that. We get to pick an ascension perk now. So we have grabbed Imperial Domination for our claim influence cost to be less and our starbase influence cost to be less. And then Empire size from planets. So now, the next one. Options here that I don't mind. We can start doing some of the ones that help our people. Flesh is weak, biomorphosis, synthetic evolution, or mind over matter, which gives you psionics. We can do one of those. We do galactic force projection, which allows our navy to be much, much bigger and our fleet command much bigger. We're going to want that one. So if we don't take it now, we'll take it later. And then that's about it. Those two. You could go for technological ascendancy if you want rare options more often. I'm not that big of a deal into it. And like I said before, I like mastery of nature for getting 2 extra districts on each planet, but it costs you a lot in terms of resources to pull it off. I think it's 1,000 alloys to make it happen, and you have to do it as a planetary decision on every single planet you own. So I don't think it's necessarily worth it when you've got other ones that are better. And galactic force projection is one of those that I really like. But what I'd like to do now is grab one of these. So this, gain access to tradition for genetics, gain access to tradition for cybernetics, synthetic evolution, which would almost make more sense for us since we're very materialist and we have robots. And I haven't done synthetic evolution in a long time, so I don't know how much this changes things. So it's either that or the flesh is weak and do cybernetics. I kind of like the idea of cybernetics. Unlocks the agenda. The flesh is weak, which grants cybernetic technologies as research options. I want to do that. I don't want to become robots. I don't want to lose our humanity completely. So we're going to do the flesh is weak just for the fun of it. Because that's part of the fun of doing the game. Like, I'm not worried about meta and what's the most powerful thing. We're playing on ensign level. We're not worried about power gaming our way through this. We're worried about having fun. And there we go. We picked up clone vats, and that's incredibly important. So that's going to immediately start changing things. Starbase capacity +2 is something I absolutely want. I want to pick all those up when I can get them. And now we're going to go to our other planets, and we're about to replace this for precinct houses, which is fine. We don't necessarily need clone vats on our home planet. But on our other planets, we immediately want to get these up. So we want to get that on all our other planets. You can see what's cool about clone vats is they don't require any jobs, so none of your populations has to shift over to start working them like they do the medical facilities. And your monthly organic pop growth bumps up from like 3 to an additional 1.5. You could see, I think, where do we see our pop growth? Right here. So our pop growth here, our monthly pop change +1 estimated growth next month is 0.88. Robots are actually going down because remember, we took that civic or trait that causes us when our planet is full, we're going to have a really slow pop growth, and when it's empty, it's going to be really fast. And this particular planet is, well, this particular planet needs to grow some regular pops. It's slow here because it's full of workers, so that's kind of cool. Hopefully when we get clone vats down, this would be really, really helpful for these planets. And there are even more powerful buildings later on. So Janus gets that one. You can get a clone vat. You're doing dangerous wildlife. That's great. Get that out of there. And then Elandria doesn't need it. Okay. Get those clone vats down. Those will be hot. We need those. Shipyard down here. That's Hilito A station. Where is this at? There's a shipyard right there. Yeah, because of those guys. Okay. Hilito station and Ferrum station, which is right there. Add more shipyards. And then Interstellar Recruitment Office. I think I might just put the hydroponics bays down on this one. These guys are friendly to us, so this is just going to be a shipyard for us. Here's the leader, the Minister of Defense. Defense, platform damage, and hull hit points. I like that. Yep, let's do it. Let's grab that. Our archaeology site, the Endless Expanse. Sin is unoriginal. The memory orbs contain countless accounts of tedious little transgressions. Remember, these people had this place that they considered a religious place, and we found out that there were these machines that look like torture machines, and they extracted confessions from people. And we said, oh, let's hope for some juicy confessions. The memory orbs contain countless accounts of tedious little transgressions, infidelity, bearing sacrilegious garb, exposing your flappers, adorning your feelers, ingesting your neighbor's pet, child, or spouse. The deeds of one penitent alone stand out, those of the priest herself. The Holo Priest, as it turns out, is a virtual representation of the church's founder, Illuminate Saraya. She appears to have suffered from severe memory loss, and was haunted by the conviction that she had committed a heinous act in the past. The tiny molluscoid priest extracted and stored over 100 of her own confessions in an attempt to figure out what she had done. So we gain memory orb specimen, and you can click on this and see what we got. We still haven't built the Grand Archive, so doesn't exist yet. So we get this memory orbs, amenities plus 300. So there you go. When we get that thing built, then we can start using some of those things. All right, you, my friend, you have built that. What else can you build? Oh, Gindor, black hole. Go get this. We definitely want the black hole here. We want a black hole. These are good for a couple of things. That's done. Okay, there's energy over here that you can go build for mining. We get enough alloys here, we can start that project. Rivalry from the Velet State. Perfect. Okay, let's go to the Velet State. We're going to declare them a rival as well. So, diplomacy. Declare rivalry grants animosity cast a spell in the Velet State. But there are other benefits to doing this. So some of the other benefits, you'll see things come up that say like additional damage to rivals if you pick a particular technology or something. So there's a research agreement with the Gok Star. Sure. Okay, we'll do that and get bonuses to both of us. This is saying intel is falling in the Velet State. Why is our intel falling? Okay. Our progress should go up though. We got 57 days. I want to see what happens here. We're going to form a commercial pact with the Gok Star. These guys, I told you, they're going to be our friends. We're going to form a research agreement with Priman, and we get quite a bit more out of this than what we give back. So I'll take that every day of the week. And then if we want to go back to Intel, incoming transmission on the Velet State, Espionage. Let's see what we're at. 3 days. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're at 36. We get a defensive pact from the Gok Star, which we want, and we get a defensive pact from these guys. That's great. Now we have a defensive pact, so anybody who attacks us, we get both of those people to come to our aid, which may not always be useful, but we'd like to have it. Let's go get And so there's a bunch of different things you can do, and almost every single one of these other things you need the Nemesis DLC for. The only thing you don't is gather information, but that's actually the most important one. What we want to do is, yeah, let's just pull off a gather information maybe. Or no, let's try to acquire an asset. Yeah, let's do that. An asset would really help us do everything else, so let's try that. And if we make them mad in the process, we don't care. Peace and prosperity. Technology continues to progress on Curse of 4 as industrialization takes our society to new heights. So this is our... We're observing this pre-faster than light species. Engineering research gain for us. We could alleviate them with some of their resources. We don't need to. Take the engineering research.
Incoming transmission.
You are over there. What do we want to do? Do we want to just go get this? Or do we want to build a mega structure? Move here because we may end up building the mega structure. There's a migration treaty from Gokstar, which is great. This is what we want. What kind of biomes do they like? I don't have intel on that, but what do we know about them? They like ocean worlds. Okay. Well, yes, we'll agree to migration treaty. We want that. So that, we have Meneth, which is a relic world. We need to go colonize this thing. But there's an archaeology site over there. We need to get a science ship over there. What are you doing? You're surveying? And you're not an archaeologist. Sahara is a construction. The Enterprise is over here doing what? Excavating an archaeology site? And what about Tachyon? Head of research. Excavating the archaeology site. Moving to the Meneth system. Good. I got somebody assigned to that. Excellent. That's what we need. Okay. Exotic gas refineries. Perfect. We can make destroyers now or upgrade our armor. Let's upgrade our armor for our ships. That's going to give us the research that will, when the research is finished, then we'll be able to upgrade our ships, just to clarify for anybody who might be confused about what I just said there. Most important thing here is that we have all of these guys going building their clone vats. That's great. Okay. So back here, let's see how our espionage is going.
Construction complete.
And it shows you acquire asset. Next phase ends in 1. 0 of 3 stages completed. So you can see how many stages you need to do to complete this process. Caravan Fleet, Racket Industrial Enterprises. What can you offer us? They can give us resources. For 1,000 food, they can give us 500 minerals. We don't need either one of those. Move along. So I want to take a look at this. Okay, so here you go. This is the important thing. Breakthrough chance. They call it a breakthrough, but it's just really progressing to the next stage. This reflects the chance of your operatives making a breakthrough during the current stage of their operation. Every time a phase ends, a die 1 through 10 is rolled. The result of the roll is added to the skill bonus and insights, and then subtracted by difficulty. So there's your modifier for difficulty. The skill bonus is going to come from your operations person if you have your skill bonus, but also your asset skill bonus. So result is 1 or less, add 0 insights. Result is between 2 and 8, add 1 insight. Result is between 9 and 13, add 2 insights. Results is 14 or greater, finishes the stage. So because of bonuses, that's why. That's how you can get a roll of 14 or greater. Art finds a way. Society on Aram 3 is blossoming with rich culture and a deep appreciation for art. The inhabitants are putting down their weapons in favor of writing instruments. With this newfound willingness to learn and explore beyond conflict, we could witness the dawn of a golden age on the planet. Wonderful! Gains 25% more observation insight progress. Okay, and we have the Endless Expanse. Oh, nice. Okay, illuminate. Soraya's workstation is littered with obsessive scribbles about a place called Xbellin. and the horrors she fears transpired there. Judging from her journal, she had intermittent moments of clarity, followed by complete memory loss. She writes that if she did not recognize her own handwriting, she would have thought they were ramblings of a madwoman. It seems likely that her deteriorating mental health was a side effect of repeated memory extraction. But without a body, it's impossible to say. Piecing together a coherent course of events from her many fragmented confessions has proved as hopeless for the archaeologists as it was for her. But they have uncovered what could be the coordinates to Xbellin from her memory. Set a course for Xbellin! Okay. Excellent. So, Xbellin, where are you, Xbellin? Science Ship Enterprise, where is Xbellin? So here's how you find it. I always forget about this because I never look at it very often, but if you're ever wondering about it, a lot of things are in your situation log. So we can go to Xbellin, and we can even just click on it. There's always this little icon on everything. Click it and go directly to it. So Xbellin is in the Corolla system. That's where it wants us to go. So if we take this science ship and we say, hey, go here and excavate that site, and let's see what we can find out. And then this one got the black hole. That's great. Caravanners old with defects. Issue special project. Search the abandoned caravaner ship. One man's trash. You know what? Let's do that and see what happens. See if they've changed that at all in 4.0. This has got a time limit on it, which is quite long, and there's a construction ship needed for it, so we can just go down here to see what planet it is. It's over there. Sahara, where are you moving?
Blocker cleared.
It's up here. Okay. Why don't I have you move? Go research that project, will you? I'd rather you do that. Just because I'm really curious about it. Peace officer, not officer, from the Kravadox entity in the Julian Interstellar Union. They're done being enemies with each other. The Drul Perfen Confederacy is very strong. We've got some catching up to do here. These guys don't like us, which is the whole point of this. Breakthrough chance. We're still working on it. Next phase ends in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we must not have rolled well because we got another chance to roll in another 30 days. That's why those things can take a while. Now, what other agenda can we use? Chart the unknown. Don't care. Give or take. Faction approval. No. We don't need to reorganize the council. We don't need colony development speed. But the flesh is weak. Time to launch. Integrated cybernetics. Okay, go for it. Let's see how that works out. The Ishimura has done that. Great. We like that. Since this other person is running up here, go do research station right there. Now we got some growth happening. This is good. Okay, mixed industry, but there's not a lot of people on this planet, but there will be. There will be. So let's just go build a civilian industry right now and an alloy foundry and get those underway. Kleptomaniac rats toppled over buildings, crashed spaceships, lumps of melted junk, and trinkets burned to a crisp indicate that the former inhabitants of Meneth 3 fled their homes in the midst of losing battle against a superior foe. The presence of bodies bearing foreign military insignia suggests it may have been infighting between clans of rats native to the different homeworlds. Their evacuation efforts were impeded by their unwillingness to abandon their treasured trinkets, and many lost their lives scrabbling to save completely mundane items. One artifact, however, seems to have held a special place in their society, the Rubricator. It appears that they fought long and hard to save it, but ultimately had to leave it behind. We will take the Rubricator as soon as we can get to it. Janus.
Construction complete.
Got everybody working that job. Okay. This is mixed industry, so I'm just going to throw that in there now and just build it ahead of time. In this construction ship. Okay, I don't have much else left to construct, so you can go park your body on time. What are we doing here? We're selling food, which is great. We're selling minerals, which is great. We're buying a little bit of alloys. And we're selling some energy credits. Okay, and that's keeping us in the black over here. Well, that's what we like. We got an idle leader. Who is idle? The Minister of Defense is idle. Well, that's because he's not attached to this fleet, is he? Oh no, that's because we have the renowned person attached to it. Okay, that's why. And we can't. And we only have one. We only have one sector, so we only need one governor. So we don't have a need to move him to a planet either. We got disruptors. That's nice. Basic combat roles. Okay. I think I'd like to have that. But let's grab research station output first. And this person is over here excavating the archaeological site. Chan, get it done. Let's speed this up a little bit, see what happens. Xbellin. All right. The inhabitants had developed an enhanced learning program that ran every night as they slept in their mechanical chairs. It was used to remove unpleasant memories and train new skills. Being picked last for Spaceball or stood up on a date were little day-to-day horrors the Xbellinians did not have to suffer twice. And for a while it was bliss. Systematic mind enhancements were mandated by the Habitat leadership and distributed to all residents from Memorex. But the system was exploited. There were clandestine efforts to delete memories and traits collectively from the population without their consent, and eventually it backfired. The aliens unlearned important skills for their survival and entered a vegetative state. Shortly thereafter, the Habitat life support was disabled. Not to get all sermon preachy here on y'all, but that's exactly what's going to happen if people keep using AI, and I can't wait until it's legislated out of existence. It shouldn't exist. I can't wait for it to go away. It's going to be great. You got kids in college now, in high school, who can't write a 5-sentence essay without ChatGPT because they've completely lost the skill to be able to do it. So, leader trait, high ambassador. Leader experience gain or production from miners. What is he doing though? He's waiting to be assigned. He's the high ambassador. Yeah, okay, tell you what. Production from miners, and then we can assign you to an individual planet like this one. How many minerals is this one producing? 82. Let's go see who's producing the most minerals. That one is producing 82, and that's the most. So we're going to put him here, the high ambassador, and he's going to let us have this bonus to miners, and that is going to be nice for him. Now, what are our other options? The Minister of Defense, ship weapons range, leader lifespan. So he doesn't have any planetary ones that help, and neither does that one. So nobody else needs to be assigned as a governor anywhere. It's going to boost our mineral production. And then we have this. Target from orbit. An artificial construct thousands of kilometers across is readily visible from Kelsim 4's orbit. The shape seems to indicate a location of importance in the middle of it. Sensory readings from orbit indicate nothing out of ordinary, so closer inspection is warranted. Okay. By the way, where are we on our incident? Okay, I was just about to check. Our operatives in the Velet state have uncovered something unusual. Credible hints the Grognaploran entity are plotting to deceive us. We have no exact details of the apparent scheme yet, but it's said to involve manipulation of our existing relationships, undermining agreements of trust in our very way of life. Quite how this information came to be known by the Velet is unclear. Our own operatives' efforts to tail suspect Velet intelligence operatives seem to have paid off, though. And as this intelligence is genuine, the Velet may just have done the hard work of gathering info for us. Those fiends. Democracy of Elandria's opinion of Grognaploran entity changes by -80. We gain 1,400 unity. And the event impacted in a plot happens in one day.
Research complete.
Okay, we come to visit your systems. Yes, you want something from us. You can have it. keep you off of our case. So there's the ceramo metal armor. We get alloy mega forges and alloy reclamation plants. That would be nice. And we can get the Star Fortress and the coil gun. Let's go for the coil gun. And then what we can do with our ships is upgrade them now. For a small fee in alloys, they'll get better armor. So the Velet State, are you guys still not having any friends yet? Oh, and you have 2 planets now. Okay. What do you have here? You are rivaled by and rivaline. Okay. And how is our espionage going? Our espionage is being breakthrough chance. Okay, keep going. We're in phase 1 of 3. All right. Keep working on it, buddy. Can only work on one thing at a time, so.
Upgraded.
What do we have here? Xbellin. A scan of the habitat's logs reveals its control system was activated again on multiple occasions, decades after the life support was disabled. Someone overrode security, entered a maintenance hatch, and accessed the Memorex datapad in a tiny blue memory orb. A smaller version of the Memorex lie discarded by the hatch. The datapad is filled with the frenzied thoughts of someone on the brink of madness. Again and again, the same questions are repeated with growing despair. Who am I? What happened on Xbellin? The final entry reads, now that I know I must forget one last time. Perhaps the orb will reveal what is forgotten. Okay. An artificial construct thousands of kilometers across is readily visible from the... Yes, we know. Keep working on that. All right. Let's see what's going to happen here. The Last of Us. Yes, I would like to get some research going for you, but what is your... Yeah, you don't have anybody working jobs, so get those populations going, will you? See, look at this. Robot plus 20 population change. And Elandria is plus 1. And their estimated growth next month will be plus 1.21. So let's get all these pop growth things working. And get blockers out of the way. Excellent. And the campaign to elect a new chancellor. There's the High Ambassador and there's the Chancellor. Okay, well, you two fight it out. I'm not wasting my unity on that. What I need is more of this, more influence. Because we need to be able to, we need a whole bunch of this. And the problem is our migration packs and our research agreements and commercial packs and defensive packs all tie up our influence. They're consuming 3. This is going to make it much harder to gain enough to be able to start making claims on these systems. So, and they have this over here, Gizerek, which we can't see. Oh, yes, we can. We can at least see it's a planet. All right. It's a wet climate. Oh, nice. We know that much. That's cool. Head of Research gets another one. Scout, sublight speed or sensor range, ship hyperlane detection range, and hyperjump change time. Time spent missing in action. Okay. You can do that, Scouty. Scouty McScout face. Minister of State can pick up leader experience gain or infiltration speed and operation cost. Ha! We'll take that. Spycraft. Old with defects, likely due to the vessel being a civilian transport. The shipboard databases were not fully scrubbed as part of the decommissioning process, so while nothing else of value was found aboard the ship, our data scientists have managed to recover partial references to unknown alien technologies. And that gets us research option gained self-connecting circuitry. So that's what that construction ship was able to do by researching that over there. And now we can send you over here and just... I don't want to do that. You're going to go back to the nearest dock. Because I don't want to spend any more influence. I just want to earn it. Kleptomatic rats. There is an order to the rats' chaos. In a somewhat official-looking building towards the center of town, there is a digital inventory of every single item, complete with their origins, gross misinterpretations of their intended uses, as well as some highly unhelpful notes on where to find them. The Rubricator, described as a thingamajig maker with magical powers, has its place to the right of the Empress's iliac ribbon under her snout swabs on the four-legged box with the funny face. Whatever that is. Good luck finding it, guys. Keep working. Oh, and what are we maxing out on? What, it's saying what? Resource storage full? Oh, this is full. Okay, so artifact, search for specimens worthy of display. We have maxed out our minor artifacts, and you can spend some to gather some of these. So you can only do this so many times. So this gets us the Schulbaster control column, which produces 20 society research. Wow, that's nice. Learn the location of a precursor site for a bunch of that.
Situation log updated.
Precursor discovery down there. That's cool. We should investigate this. Okay. So we got that. Xbellin. The orb's first memory shows Dr. Saraya spearheading the development of the Memorex to great acclaim. Another memory from years later shows her secretly wiping Memorex data for unknown reasons. Yet another memory is of Saraya working frantically on restoring the residents' memories, but to no avail. They stare emptily ahead, heads lolling, all but their automatic brain functions lost. Finally, admitting defeat, she hides the evidence of her crimes. She watches alone as the Xbellin residence is pulled into the gravity well of the gas giant it once orbited. Feelers secreting large amounts of mucus and what is believed to be an alien expression of great distress. And we gain a specimen, Soraya's guilt. It's going to give you leader experience gain plus 15%. It's got a pretty hefty upkeep cost of almost 8 energy. So now what we want to do is let's go see about potentially building the megastructure here. We have, what is the option? Build megastructure, Grand Archive. It costs 1,000. Okay. Right there. Yep, build it right there. Building the Grand Archive in Elandria. Great. Moving to the Vulcan system. Great. Get it done. Let's build that thing. Let's build it so we can use it. Not too keen on how much it's going to add to our empire size, but I am keen to use it. Especially that 20 society research. Tyrannical happiness -5. Bummer. We do not need to be selling that much food if we're going to start having food problems, which would be great. I want food problems because that means we're getting more people. And I want more people. Oh, death of a great leader. Oh, Chan Tan died. No. Okay. Which ship was she on? The Tachyon? Chan. Okay. We got a scientist governing Elandria. I want to keep it that way, or do I? What is this one? Unity from Jobs, Planet Governor. Yeah, we'll just hire a new scientist. What do we have? Happiness, anomaly research speed. I don't have any archaeology ones. Oh, I do right here. Archaeology speed. Grab it. You're good. You're hired. The Tachyon. Yes, please continue to excavate the site. Continue Chan Tan's work. You have an open council position. Head of research. Who should it be? Wow, they're all young. This person, Planet Governor effects. Leader lifespan 20 years. Anomaly discovery chance. Leader experience gain. And unity from jobs. And then we have this person who's really old. Okay, Mr. Spock. Yeah, you kind of deserve it, don't you? Leader experience gain. Survey speed. Leader lifespan and archaeology skill. Yeah, you deserve it, Spock. You can be on the council. You've done a lot of good work for us. The Ishimura. What should we do with you? Why don't you move back to this system as well? Somebody else earned a trait. Survey speed or archaeological expedition speed.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
And we have enough minerals now. We can sell some. Chunk. Spaceborne life form encountered. Where? How's Bubbles doing? Just hanging out by yourself, Bubbles? Okay.
System survey complete.
Well, let's take a look at this. How's our espionage going? They've got another planet. Operation phase, wherein 2 of 3 stages have been completed. Let's see if we can get an asset and then we can call it. Uh-oh, what do we have here? The Xbellin warriors have been sighted. For several months now, we have received scattered reports of a small number of alien mercenaries. Okay. Outsiders, we are the Xbellins. Unlike the civilized star nations of the galaxy, we have no single master to lord over us. Okay. Great, and then what is this? The Slepenoran Directorate declares war on the Julians. Okay, as long as it's not us, that's all I care about. Oh boy. We're taking some hits here now. It's okay to take hits on food. What I don't like is the consumer good hit. That's not nice. So let's see if we can fix that. Asset acquired. Yes. Spymaster Edzai Kowalto reports from the Velet state. A successful execution so far. We have won the loyalty of a Velet rebel whose desire for disruptive change may easily be molded to suit our goals as well. Excellent. So we have that. Now what we can do is go to Espionage for the Velet state. And since we lost infiltration level from doing that operation, now we're down to 29. We need to build it back up, but we could also immediately go in and start doing gather information. Now here's the problem is our asset has a specialization in sabotage, and we'd really like them to have a specialization in subterfuge. So what we're going to do is just let him build this up for a little while and maybe try to grab another asset. I would like that to happen.
Blocker cleared.
Blocker cleared. I gotta get some people working on this stuff. Civilian industries. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna switch everybody over. 250 there. See what that looks like at the end of the month. And that gets us to -3. So that's better.
Incoming transmission.
This is our home world. Okay. Incoming transmission subjugation request. Multiple datasets show a Landrian rule to be of supreme efficiency when compared to the Prima network, requesting subjugation by the democracy of Landria. Resource contribution, vassal. Subject integration. Okay, you guys are pathetic then? The Prima network? You want to be our subjects? You're pathetic. Your fleet power is pathetic, and you want to be our subject. Overlord conflicts, defensive. The subject will join the Overlord in their defensive wars. Prima Network will join only Democracy of Alandria's defensive wars. Okay, holdings limit. The Overlord can have 1 holding in total across the subject's planets. The subject may expand their empire, but must pay an influence tied to the Overlord when they build an outpost. Monthly loyalty change. The Overlord cannot integrate the subject in their empire. We don't want to. You're a Gestalt consciousness anyways. Democracy of Alandria will only join Prima Network's defensive wars. Okay, buddy. You can be our vassal.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
You can be my vassal. I will be your bodyguard. Alright, we'll do that. That works. Kleptomanocrats. The evacuating team has discovered the source of the foul stench, and it is ill-boding. Closer to the center of the city are enormous piles of dried fecal matter and pools of corrosive bile that exude toxic levels of hydrogen sulfide, making protective equipment necessary to proceed further. The archaeologists could not identify the alien DNA in the fecal matter, but the piles contain partially digested hoarders. Whatever consumed these aliens swallowed them whole. Even more disconcerting is the discovery of a fresh pile. Oh, Gomer. Okay. Fleet detected. Void worms have been detected on a direct course toward the Gillis system. What? Where are you losers? Right there. There they are. 2.3k military power. So the void worms are showing up. They're quite a ways from us, but they're on their way over here, which means we need to build more ships. And we need to have a worm design. So here I was thinking we'd get close to the end of the episode, but there's a lot of stuff to do here. We need to get the ship designer, and we need to say alien. Okay, let's change this. We're going to do this. We want to do a massive amount of laser damage. So this is average damage is 3.07, and it does 50% to the armor and 25 to the hull. This is going to do 2.6, and it penetrates completely through armors and shield, but we don't have to worry because the worms don't have any shields. They just have armor and hull. These fusion missiles do 3.11 damage, so they're slightly better than the blue lasers, but the blue lasers tracking is 50% and the tracking on these is 25%. The range on these is 0 to 100 and the range on these is 0 to 40. It's a Corvette, it's going to get up close anyways, so I think I'm just going to do blue lasers. Now, I have seen somebody talking. I saw a clip on YouTube. And the person was talking about how when you get the ship's computer technology, for some reason they gave Corvettes the ability to stay at long range now and fire their longest range weapon. And so one of the metas is to take and put these missiles on here and have these guys just stay at long range because their evasion is so high that they never get hit and they'll launch missiles. I don't know if that's going to work, and I'd kind of like to try it, especially against the void worms. I'm guessing Paradox may have already patched that out because this video was several months old, but we'll see when we get there. I don't have the computer to do it with right now, so I'm not worried about it. This is just going to be Corvette worm. That's what we want to have, and we want to have those ready to go to upgrade our ships. For now, what I'm going to do is say we just need more ships, and our limit is 45, so we're just going to go up to 45 right now and refresh. And those are all mining drones, and we might change them in a little bit. The temporary sunshine of the spotless mine. The final memory shows a much older Soraya in a priest's robe waking up in a state of panic, tentacles flailing and ears flapping. She stumbles out of bed and begins to frantically jot down her recollections of yet another nightmare in which empty-eyed aliens convulse on a habitat floor. Then her face contorts with horror as it dawns upon her that it's all real. The nightmares and the flashbacks are extracted memories coming back to her. And if extracted memories can return, the inhabitants of Xbellin could have recovered. The maintenance hatch appears to have opened one last time, but Soraya's ship still remains docked at the landing. We could bring the Memorex back with us to Elandria if we wish. It's coming with us. We find minor artifacts. The Memorex modifier has added resources from jobs plus 20% and stability plus 10. We'll take that bonus. Okay, so the Enterprise is over here, and it is done doing that. So we got these other archaeological sites. Mr. Spock, go excavate there. You're getting closer and closer to being able to come home. And the construction ship there is just resting. Okay. Fleet detected void worms. And we pick up some research. The coil gun is now available. That's a kinetic weapon upgrade. It does more damage versus shields. Corvette hull hit points. Or we can do destroyers. I'd rather have the Corvette hull hit points. We may be able to take out our neighbors with just Corvettes. The Velet state. Not that I'm in a rush to take them out because they are a buffer between us and worms and a bunch of other things, but and mostly because we just don't have the influence yet to go to war with them. So that's where we're at. Here's where the espionage is sitting with the Velet state. It's plus 30 now. It's going to keep going up. We can try to acquire another asset, and we may do that next episode. So there it is, folks. The end of this episode. It's been entertaining. We've learned a little bit about espionage. We've used it to our advantage. We're going to use it more. The Velet state is our biggest problem right now. The Grak Naparan entity, they're superior to us. Their fleet power is overwhelming. We could force them into a war against us, and now we have 3 different allies that would come to our help defensively. I'm not in a big hurry to go to war with these guys yet, so I'd much rather get all of this real estate in the Velet state. Everyone, thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying the series, because I am enjoying playing it. I will see you next time. You know the drill. Leave questions, comments down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time, and until then, happy gaming, everyone.